Hello and welcome to Family DynamiKs. It's Katherine.
And Liz.
And Ed.
And John.
Okay, so it's post-Halloween. Liz, I love your sweatshirt. Boo!
No indication of how my Halloween season went, but
boo is in like sad or scary?
No, not really. But, milking it out for every last...
Oh.
Because you won't see the sweatshirt again for...
No, you got to wear it.
About a year. And I have matching pants, so when I do the whole thing, it's pretty...
Is it a sweatshirt or are they pajamas?
John, absolutely
How dare
not.
you?
No.
How
I've
dare
worn them
you?
out in public. They're sweats. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't think you'd have like actual sparkles on pajamas, John.
Well, nothing. You can't put anything past me. But no, I'm not typically wearing sequin sweats to to bed as pajamas. I'd be like sweating up a storm if I did. So
Well,
no.
also, wouldn't it be kind of scratchy?
It is
like,
kind of.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think...
Actually, you know what? It has faded a little bit over time, but these ghosts glow in the dark.
Ooh.
So that'd be really hard to go to sleep with the ghosts. You go to sleep and you're like, what's so bright? It's me.
It's me. I'm glowing.
I'm glowing, yeah. So, no. And I always have a few wardrobe pieces that make it through the rotation. And in fact, one of them was this great, from Amazon, God knows where.
Sure.
It's supposed to look like Jack Skellington from, The Nightmare Before Christmas, but I don't think they could legally say that. So I bought it, and then Rosie bought one, and I'm jumping a little ahead, so we'll backtrack. But we both showed up at the carnival, both wearing it.
Yeah.
So I have a couple pieces of my wardrobe repertoire that has to go through for the season.
Yeah, you got to use it.
Yes.
I
So
don't
this
have
is
anything.
The last hurrah. Really? From Target?
I don't. When the kids were little, I had some shirts, and I think I had leggings that had like little candy corns on it, but I don't have them anymore. I don't know where they are.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. There was a costume thing at work. I did not dress up.
Oh, come on. Why not?
Because I'm a poop. And I just wore like a black and white striped shirt and an orange scarf. And it was not
Were you
very
supposed to be
festive.
French? What the hell are you supposed to be?
Nothing. It
And
wasn't really a
orange?
costume.
It may be red. What do you...
No, it wasn't a
Pumpkin
costume.
spice-
I'm just saying it was
pumpkin
like,
spice
Wait a
Catherine.
minute. You can't... Exactly, Ed. You can't wear a black... and you were the mime. You just needed... All you needed was... a black and white striped T-shirt is kind of a caricature in itself. And then you have the balls to put on a scarf and then be like, I'm not in a costume. What kind of outfit was that then?
a bad outfit.
Oh, my... Just throw a beret on and you would have been there. Like, I have a witch hat that if I'm in a jam... Okay, so let's start
backtrack.
because I actually was in a jam.
Wait, you were in a jam? How so?
Costume-wise.
Oh.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Was it a jam situation?
It was a jam situation, John. So, nowadays costumes are a big deal and people on social media.
Sure.
And with our son, we used to do family costumes. So, we were Toy Story themed. We were Stranger Things. We were sort of like cops at one point. Like we've kind of done family costumes for quite a few years.
Yeah, a themed thing.
But I think we did lunch recently where Mark and I were like
Lunch?
peanut butter jelly and Ethan was a big banana. that was one of the lazier ones, but we've always done something.
Yeah, the Toy Story one was very, very
the
cute.
best.
What was it?
Oh,
You
no.
were
And then we also did Peter Pan. That was so great.
So just refresh my memory. So when you did Toy Story, who was what?
Ethan was little Woody.
Okay.
And I was...
What's her name?
Does anybody know what the sidekick in Toy Story is?
The sidekick or
The female.
Sally?
Sally.
The
Sally.
other cowgirl.
It is Sally because I feel like, isn't Sally also Nightmare Before Christmas?
Oh,
I'm really challenging you, Ed. How do you...
are.
Yes.
Okay, two Sallys. Can we get it? How interesting.
John's looking it up. We'll
Okay,
find
thank
out
you. Okay.
how wrong I am soon.
And then Mark was Buzz Lightyear. But when we got the adult costume, I ordered it and I didn't realize that, the Infinity and Beyond big helmet didn't come with this costume.
Oh, it was a separate piece.
And yes, John, the names.
It was Jesse. We're
Thank you. I'm
sorry.
like, it's not Sally. That's Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, so Jesse, I was Jesse.
Nice.
And mine came with the hat and like all the accessories and so cute. And same with Ethan's. And we unpacked Mark's. And I don't know why I thought like an astronaut helmet would be in there.
Because you would need it.
Because
What's
you know
the
now you buy
costume? Yeah.
costumes and they're made out of like the cheapest material. They're usually like a big onesie and they
Sure.
come in those big plastic bags. So I pull it out and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like a big white onesie for Mark. And the headpiece is just like it goes over his head. He just looked like a human sperm. Like, it was like, oh my God. We were going to sort of a family party, so not his friends. And I was like, just go with it. Just embrace it. Your son looks so cute, and so do I. So, sorry, dude. You're
You
Woody.
gotta just do it.
So then we get to the party, and we actually won the top prize for the family costume.
Did it at least have like a light belt or this Buzz Lightyear?
No, all it had on it was sort of like a panel on here, like his do control panel, and then there was sort of his attached pop-out wings, but it was not enough for just a lot of white lycra. Lycra?
It was
Lycra.
stretched
Lycra.
to infinity and beyond.
Ed, you were holding that.
Yes.
Stretched to infinity and beyond over his head. So when he walked into the party, he took it off. He's like, it's too much. I can't do it. Like, it's so alarming because then it kind of pulled up in the crotchal region because it had pulled up here.
Oh,
so for the
no.
party, he took it off and it looked great. So then we went just out trick-or-treating in the neighborhood and he actually got cold. So he decided to put it up over his ears. So now the little, like, you know, a cap, like the little head.
Fake helmet.
Yeah, it goes over his head. But it's just a white piece of material. Like, it was so tight. Like I said, he just looked like a sperm. And we're walking along, and the streets are kind of dark. And we pass this large group. And then you hear someone go, Mark?
Oh no.
And Mark turns around, and it's his friend, I think it was Glenn, snaps a picture of him.
Oh no.
And of course, immediately shares it with everybody. And it has lived on for eternity and beyond.
Yeah.
Because it was, and Mark looks at me and goes, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, that's a bad picture.
Oh, no, it's so, Mark is such a good sport.
Yeah.
Like, and it's because it was so funny. And like, he so thought, like, I'm not going to see anybody. It's fine. That he actually got caught. A picture of him has now
wow.
lived for, like, this is probably one of our earliest costumes. So it's going on a decade plus. Like,
Oh, wow.
every year, Mark, it would get sent throughout the whole group again. So that was a great family costume. So now fast forward, Ethan's a teenager. He will basically not commit to anything.
Okay.
The lunch was committed, but that was like really half-assed. It was like,
Was there a Stranger Things one before the lunch?
yes.
Okay.
And he was into that.
Yeah.
So I play like Chips Ahoy, you know, working at the ice cream parlor. Mark.
Chips Ahoy, Ships Ahoy.
Chips Ahoy. You're yeah.
Scoop.
Wait,
Scoops Ahoy.
so wait, I went from the cookies to something that we just totally created, like Ships Ahoy, buy like at your seafood store, to it's called Scoops Away.
Scoops Ahoy.
I think Scoops Ahoy, yes.
Okay, that's where I worked. I was that character. And then Uma Thurman's daughter. And then Ethan was Dustin. Mm-hmm. So we had like Camp Nowhere art t-shirt. And then Mark was the cop.
the sheriff.
The sheriff.
Yeah.
Hopper.
Hopper, but on date night. So he had really tight jeans on.
Oh God. Mark is willing to like go
He-
for it.
Really tight jeans, belted in, like belted and a tucked in Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, yeah.
He looked good. You're making him sound bad.
No,
he looked good.
we looked great. We kind of, once we got all together, and if you were watching Stranger Things, you totally got it. Disconnected, it was like a fat Magnum PI, like maybe you know what's going on. No, sorry, that's awful. John,
That's fine.
Rein
That's
me
fine.
back in.
You could have Fat Thor. You could have Fat Magnum PI. There should totally be a series.
Fat Thor is one of my favorites.
He's getting away. Get in the helicopter. Oh, God. No, just get him. I'll get there later. I can't fit
There
in
were
this
no
Ferrari.
shorts, but you know, so that all worked great. But that was sort of the last. What, Ed? What do you
He's wearing a muumuu. Obviously, Magnum PI and a muumuu.
He's evolved to that? Okay, yes.
Well, yeah, when you just were saying the like short shorts, I was like, oh God, Magnum PI, overweight and old in short shorts.
Corduroy shorts.
Woo!
Those are corduroy shorts he usually wore.
Yee, that's
Right?
a look. That would be
They're like OP shorts he wore.
Yeah, for
Nice.
sure.
the originals. Yeah.
He was so sexy, though.
Oh, yeah.
God.
You got to be careful. Those things will catch on fire.
If you
Corduroy.
you rub
Yeah.
your inner thigh will just create a fire. So anyways, so Stranger Things was about the last true all on board family costume. So this year, you couldn't even get, even last year it happened. Like, what are you doing? Where are we going? And it all fell apart because he just would not commit.
I'm shocked that you guys did not try and pull a Barbie Ken. And who's the Alan? Is it Alan?
Oh.
So like somebody could, yeah, you guys
Ethan
could
have been Alan.
Yeah, that would have been sweet.
But he would not commit or get on board.
Come
and
on.
I do know there were a lot of Barbies and Ken, even in my world.
yeah.
So it was like maybe a little done, but
I mean,
fun.
a lot
I
of
would have done
times
it.
There's a pop culture, moment that is a big costume.
So I loved that movie Cruella with Emma Stone.
Oh, okay.
And I have been like kind of trying to clean out and redo my closet. And I found this fabulous black and white striped skirt that I'm like, oh, one of my blazers cinch belted. I'm going to get the black and white wig. I'm going to get the call. I'm like, I'm going to be Emma Stone's character from Cruella.
Love it.
Cruella. And I found online a men's like hooded big Dalmatian sweatshirt. Mark's just going to be my dog.
Faux Dalmatian.
Right.
Yeah, faux Dalmatian sweatshirt.
Yeah. No, it was just, he could wear all black and throw that on and be cute.
Sure.
So great. And I didn't even care about Ethan because I was like, I don't even know if he's coming with
don't know
us.
what you're
Because
doing.
I kind of said to him, I go, you do whatever you want to do. We are definitely going to our friend's house, the Heckers, because it's always fabulous. And Corey invited us. Almost every year she invites us. It's so nice. And even without kids, we'll go for a little bit and have a great time. And then we'll leave if you're not with us. We shockingly are almost never home on Halloween. We put out a big pumpkin of chocolate and say, please take a few.
Pumpkin? Oh, is
a big
it like
pumpkin, like a big plastic pumpkin with the candy
Got
in
it.
it.
Okay.
So I
What,
ordered from
John?
Amazon.
What? John was going to chime in.
critical.
No, it's a real pumpkin. You got to go through the.
No,
goo.
I was thinking it was a bowl,
And
and,
then it's
she
just-
was misspeaking.
No,
so I
but
was confirming because
it's
I
just-
have not gone to her house, so I didn't know. I was
Oh,
just
you haven't
checking.
trick or treated there.
Oh, jeez, John.
I'm not home, so you shouldn't.
They're
I mean,
unwrapped Hershey bars in there. You just got to get in there.
what? No.
It's a big chocolate pumpkin. It's melting, and just grab chunks of it.
It's a fake big plastic pumpkin that I put candy in and say, kids, come.
I get it now.
I don't turn off the lights. I'm not a Grinch, but I'm like, you know.
Wait. I will tell my Grinch story. Eric, the Halloween Grinch.
Oh, you turn off all. Okay, so I will. Well,
Yeah.
I'll hold for that. So I ordered my costume through Amazon Prime. Like, should be there the next day. 2 days. Nothing's arriving.
Oh, no.
Then it was like, oh, you have a delivery. Go out there, and it's not that. And I go on to the Amazon account. It says just delivered the wig, the sweatshirt, and something else that I ordered. And I'm like, no. Then that's the Ring, the Ring camera now. And the UPS guy had scanned it in, then looked at it again. He thought I did something wrong, and then took it back. I don't know where it went.
Oh, what?
No, just I think he probably thought he made a mistake, but gone. And by this point, I'm not getting it back in time. No way. So the sweatshirt has still never shown up. So, oh well. So now I'm like, now what? So we had gone to an 80s birthday party, and we had 80s jumpsuits and wigs, and Mark puts this wig on, and I have an old Prince tennis headband like McEnroe.
Oh, wow.
It's so great. They are so comfortable, so great. I said,
That's what we're doing.
that's what we're doing, even though we posted pictures of this literally sometime a few months ago because we went to the party. But I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's what we got. And so Ethan then chimes in, well, where are you guys going tonight? Oh, we're going to go to the Heckers. Oh, I'll go with you. Okay.
Okay, well.
I don't have an 80s costume for you, so we're not going to do. I go, what are you going to be? And I just get out that banana again, just slip on the banana. But,
Slip on the banana.
But he didn't want to do that. He goes, you know what? People tell me I look like the main character in American Psycho. I'm like the Christian Bale one, which is Patrick Bateman. I'm like, have you ever seen the movie? And then I was looking at Mark, has he ever seen the movie?
Yeah, well, Mark would let him absolutely see that. So.
Oh, there used to be somewhat of a don't tell mom or mom won't let you watch this. And now I typically...
Wait, hold on. Can I just guess? So he was in tidy whities and white tennis shoes, and you gave him a chainsaw?
Different part of the movie, maybe.
That could have been it, but that would have been horrifying because he is only 15. So it's so he goes, no, I can wear a suit. And I think, Dad, do you have a red tie? And then I got a little excited only for this reason. He said, no, I've never seen the movie. I've never seen the movie. But if I look online, I'm like, okay. I said, you're going to have to slick your hair back. And I don't know if teenage boys today, if anybody else has got one, the look now is kind of like really messy curls in the front. It's like, you just rolled out of bed. No effort, really. So I said, oh my gosh, he's going to have to slick his hair completely back. So I got excited. I'm like, I'm going to get to see your face. Mm-hmm. So I said, sure. And Mark took over. They got the suit. He looked fantastic. And they got a big plastic bag, put it over, because that's kind of what the guy does. So he doesn't get blood on his. It's gross, but he pulled off the look.
All right.
So then we went off to our party. Our friends their casual version is like, oh, you have a sushi chef and you have making pizza in the oven and a bartender. Like, it's fabulous.
Okay.
And it's in a private community and they block off about, I don't know, maybe 4 blocks. And there's so many kids. It's so crazy. You'd feel so much pressure, I would think. Hundreds of kids are coming to your front door. And I'm sure that's true of a lot of neighborhoods in America, but it's like California is so spread out that there are neighborhoods that kind of people know to go to, even if you don't live in that neighborhood.
Yeah. Or neighborhoods like ours where we're in a pocket where nobody's really trick-or-treating for no particular reason.
Right.
It's just there's other good spots, so everybody goes over there.
My previous house, the first year Mark and I don't even
Are you sure that's the reason? Are you sure it's not your husband's?
Well, I'll
Yeah,
definitely
get to
bust
that
him out
later.
in a minute, but yeah.
So our previous house, we moved in the first year. I don't think we were married. I bought 2 bags of candy. I'm like, I don't know. But there was a park about a block or 2 away that they would do sort of a little like contest carnival. And then everybody left that and trick-or-treated in the neighborhood. It was the most nerve-wracking. I was like, what the hell?
Candy, yeah.
Like, it was 200 kids. And so that house, I was home every year because I was just like, it's so many kids. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
If you're not ready in that first round of kids, you're like, what are we going to do for the last kids? Break open the Smarties. Everyone's getting 1 Smartie.
no, you just turn off your lights and shut the door and be like, we ran out.
Sorry.
But so we leave, and like I said, just leave a big plastic pumpkin. I fill it up with tons of candy and say, please take a few. And depending on you watch The Ring the next day, and it's like either it got completely, like no one acknowledged that, or kids are kind of nice. So we had a great time, like I said, in our friend's neighborhood, just walking around. One of the houses had a Raising Cane truck, which is that like fried chicken strips. Every house is decked out. It's amazing. Huge themes, like a whole Nightmare Before Christmas theme, a whole, alien theme, just insane. And they're giving out, especially if you go earlier, it's like the earlier is like you're going to get the real full-size chocolate bar. Like, we would have died as children.
Oh, yeah. We would have lost our minds.
Right.
Lost our minds.
And they're even having the parents getting drinks to parents and bars outside. It's insane. So I see the Raising Cane truck and I'm like, oh, hey, what's this? And she's like, oh, do you have a ticket? I'm like, oh, no. We had eaten so fabulously at our friend's house. I'm like, I don't need anything. I go, I just think it's so cool you have a truck. My friend Dominique just started, working for your company. She's like, oh my gosh, well, here, try a box if you never had Raising Canes. I took 1 bite and then our group ate it. It was delicious.
Oh.
But I'm like, that's the level that you're dealing with here? Like, insane. So we had a lovely, lovely time. And when we got home, honest to God, it was like about a third of the candy was left.
Oh.
Which then you're like, what? I don't buy candy I want to eat. So I don't want the Whoppers and the Milk Duds. I'm like, Mark, take it to work. I don't want it.
No. That's the good.
I purposely don't buy things.
Me too.
And then John was mortified. What did I say I did not like today?
Ooh, Almond Joy.
Because it's milk chocolate.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's still perfect.
I wish they would do mounds with an almond in it. Why can't we just have the dark chocolate and the almond? I don't understand.
Well, C's has basically done a version of Mounds that is so good.
Oh.
But I also don't think there's an almond in it. Like, can someone get the memo out there in the world?
Come on.
Need like all 3, dark chocolate, coconut, and an almond. So Mark is going to take a lot of candy to work with him next week.
all right.
A lot.
All
Now, we'll
right.
talk about the carnival, but why don't you talk about your like Halloween night?
Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Eric's absolute what he does every year. Usually the very beginning of October, he puts up, we have these 2 big spiders and a skeleton on the door. And so he decorates. He had a electric, plug-in pumpkin so it doesn't go bad. It was great. On Halloween, practically the morning of, he strips everything off.
What?
He takes it all down. Because he doesn't want anyone coming to the house. I don't. He even had a bowl of candy sitting there for 3 weeks, but he doesn't want to deal with trick-or-treaters. I don't know.
So you're the house that all the lights are off.
Yep.
Nothing on the front porch either.
Nope. Yep.
So everybody just walks by it.
Well,
don't your neighbors go like, where'd the spiders go?
that is the funny thing, because it's like you were so festive for multiple weeks and now nothing.
I think it's the best move ever. He's ghosting everybody on Halloween.
He's totally ghosting everybody.
Very true.
But yeah, our neighborhood is not busy at all, and it's partly because very close to us, there's a really good pocket. So everybody goes down there.
Okay.
We go down there because I will still take Adam trick-or-treating.
What did he dress up as this year?
It was funny. Every time I asked him what he wanted to be, he would say a princess, which was very interesting because it was kind of like a long pause. You'd be like, Adam, what do you want to be for Halloween? Long pause. Princess. And I couldn't tell if he was just doing that fill in the blank, like what are costumes that you could be, or did he actually want to be a princess? I don't know. But he's, a 20-year-old full-size man. So I was like, I don't even know.
With autism, just in case anybody does not know.
in case anybody didn't know that factor.
Right.
So that's why it's hard to tell what he's really like trying to communicate, because you're not sure. Mm-hmm. So I would have been perfectly happy to get him a princess costume if that really was what he wanted. But also, I am a little bit lazy and kind of was like, how do I even find what would I even do? Because last year, he multiple times said he wanted to be an angel, which we were like, I know. And we were like, how did he even get that idea? We didn't know, and he couldn't really expand on it. He was just, he'd just say angel. And so Eric went and bought him these giant wings.
That's right.
And then we put him in like a sheet with a little belt, and he looked amazing. He was walking around the neighborhood, this giant angel.
On cloud 9, literally.
Oh my God, he was so sweet. And this year, so the princess thing didn't happen, but I mean.
What was he then?
So he has a doctor coat, like a doctor lab coat, and a stethoscope that he's worn a bunch of times. So we're like, how about you just wear that? And he was like, okay. Well, he didn't say okay. He said yes. That's very Adam to just be like.
If he comes back with the princess thing again next year,
we got to do it.
My Princess Fiona could be cool.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure Disney costumes come in the sizes that for a 20-year-old grown man, he could pull off.
Yeah. That's what we just needed to have dealt with it a little bit earlier.
Before.
Yeah. And a lot of times what we do to confirm what he's really thinking is be like, oh, show us on the computer, because he's very good at like searching things. And so if I had really, given a little more time to investigate.
Yeah, I wonder where that would have gone.
It's so interesting. I don't know where that came from. He does love all of the Disney princess songs. So I don't know. Anyway, we ended up going over to a friend's house who has a little toddler. I think he's 2.
Oh.
And he was super cute, very excited about the whole thing. And that neighborhood was great. Very close to us, but like one kind of, big block group over. Mm-hmm. And it's in between 2 different schools, but it was a lot of little kids, which Adam loves to watch little kids. He finds them very fascinating. So we trick-or-treated around there, and then we hung out with them in front of their house. They had like a table out, and they had decorated, and her son wanted to be an astronaut, or I think maybe he had wanted to be a couple different things, and then they settled on astronaut. So they were coordinated. It's 2 moms. So one of them was an astronaut and one was an alien.
Oh.
And then they put their dog in like an alien costume, which was totally cute. And so we hung out with them. And at one point, Adam had been looking at, there was like this cardboard rocket ship thing. It was like, just one of those like pop-up thing. And it's for a small child. Or a medium child. Oh. And Adam was like looking at it. And my friend was like, Adam, do you want to go in the rocket? And he was like, yes.
Oh, yeah,
he was like, really? You could like tell he'd been holding himself back. And so he got in it. He barely fit. I got the greatest picture of him just like inside this rocket. And he kind of broke the bottom a little bit. She's like, it was barely hanging on. Don't worry about it. It was really sweet. So he had a great Halloween. I mean, it's funny because he does like trick-or-treating. He doesn't care too much about the candy, but he did eat a little bit of candy. But man, he is a nosy young man. So he goes up to the houses, right? And he has his bag, and he's like, trick or treat, but really he's like looking.
Oh.
He's like looking inside the house.
The decor.
Oh yeah, he's totally checking out what's
Do you
going on
have
there.
VHS tapes or
Oh my God, he's so
DVDs
funny.
that I could get my hands on? All right,
Yeah.
next
and
house.
almost everybody was totally fine, even though it was very obviously a grown man.
Right.
Pretty quickly, because I had to prompt him, be like, Adam, what do you say? And then they were like, oh, okay. But one guy did say, oh, you're shaving, man. And I'm like, yes, he is. Adam, what do you say? And then he was like, oh, here, buddy, take a whole bunch. I'm like, okay. I mean,
I actually saw there was a meme or a post where it's like, hey,
don't shame the kid.
don't shame teenagers, because if that's
Absolutely.
what they're out doing, it's better than the alternative.
Absolutely.
So as long as they're not being hooligans.
I will say, dealing with the trick-or-treaters this year, it's almost more just the surprise, and also it's like, what do you even say to these kid after kid? You're like, I got nothing. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Halloween. Happy Halloween.
But, you have these tiny tykes that come up, and then all of a sudden you get this big person. It's just so shocking, especially the first couple times when you're not used to it. And then later in the night, you're like, when it's all the big kids, you're like, oh, right, okay. But the first, I was like, oh my gosh, these giant people. Whatever. It's fine.
And they're not all dressed as Groot, which just doesn't make any sense. I am Groot. Yeah, no, tall person. Got it. Yeah, covered.
That's why I actually reposted this Larry David clip, because it's one of my favorites from Halloween, where teenagers show up on his door and he's like, no.
Yeah.
And it goes south, and they basically like teepee him and put bald asshole like on his garage, and he like.
Oh
it's
my God.
very
That's what
funny.
that's from?
Yes.
A long time ago when I worked at TV Guide, we had to cover up some of the language that was spray painted on the door because it was inappropriate for TV Guide's audience.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
HBO's like,
I
yeah, no,
don't think
right
it
on
was
there.
bald effer. I think it was bald asshole, but it was. They were annoyed at him, and it was.
my God.
And of course, the wife, Cheryl, was like, "You should just give him the candy." The cops were like, "You shouldn't have given him the candy." And like Larry David is always based on principle, so he was just not going to do it.
Oh my God, how funny.
But we weren't home, so we would watch some of the Ring notifications, and they were like teenagers, and so I was shocked we had candy left over.
Yeah, I'm shocked you did.
I mean, and I also feel like we used to trick or treat to like as late as possible.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely feel like it dies by like 8:39 now.
The last round of trick-or-treating I did, there was multiple rounds, but you hit different neighborhoods. You were done in one neighborhood at 9, but you went to the neighborhood that was still cooking, and you got there like, I don't know, we walked? It seems crazy. You didn't get rides.
Yeah.
But yeah, you walked, we're going to go 6 blocks over, skip all those houses. That street is all dark, so nope.
Yeah.
No, when we were kids, I mean, I don't think we went out without parents. It was just like, bye.
Yep.
Oh, Mom
yeah.
stayed home to deal with the trick-or-treaters and the younger siblings, and you just went out on your own, maybe with neighborhood friends, maybe not, definitely with a sibling, working all the angles, trying to get a lot of candy. And then Mom was the type of mom. Dad wasn't involved in any of this. But Mom was the type of mom that wanted to look at your candy when you got home
For sure.
and then hide it. You could keep a little. You couldn't have any to eat that night, which in our heyday, we went to Catholic school, and the next day was a holy day, and we did have the day off.
Yeah.
So why not let's get amped up on sugar and have a ball, lady? No.
No.
Rosemary.
Oh, Rosie did ruin it all.
Yeah.
But
Poor Rosie.
But they would hide that
Blamed for all the
candy.
low sugar.
Yeah, our low sugar household. No fun. But I don't know where the candy went. It was like you never really found it again. You're like, I know I had more candy. I know it.
I had an entire pillowcase
Pillowcase.
full.
Oh gosh, the pillowcases. Yeah, this year I said to Ethan, I go, well, do you want? He has like his little pumpkin, like from when he was a kid. I'm like,
Oh, gosh.
I go, that actually looks more psychotic with your costume, but I don't think he would do it. I actually don't think he got any candy. I think he just walked around. If he got candy, I don't know where any of it is, so it all could be laced with LSD. That was always the rumor when we were kids. It was like, now you realize, like, well, what drug dealer would waste their supply? Like, I mean, there's no repeat customer. You can't track it
Yeah,
down
that's
later.
not-
Like, why would you? It's like so or like razor blades.
The
So-
economics of the
right.
Yeah,
so when we were kids,
no.
you were looking for like laced candy. Going to be a razor blade. You're gonna what? How would they've gotten in there? Like, I mean, it was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm making a bad joke here, but nowadays you wouldn't have to really worry about that. It's just going to be microdose. Don't worry about it. Your kids will be fine. They're probably going to draw for like 5 hours and they'll be good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think. I mean, yes, gummies can easily be mistaken for candy, so I guess I could be.
Sure.
I mean, there was nobody does raisins. No one's out of their gourd giving fruit anymore. We did have that when we were growing up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There was a couple like an apple, really, raisins, really. Like,
No.
we hate. Yeah, as we're like walking away, but. That is like, why don't you just shut your door, and your lights off? What are you doing? We, before the actual Halloween date, had a couple fun things we did too.
Oh yeah, I mean we've had kind of a season, which has been nice.
I love Halloween. I love it. I love it. I love it. So poor Johnny comes over to my house.
Is that a new movie called Orc?
No, I forgot what that's from. It's one of my favorite things. Like
Elf.
Thank you. I love it. I love it. I love it.
It's about Christmas.
Thank you. Yes, but now it's about Halloween because it's the beginning of kickoff decorations.
Yeah, it's the season.
I try to get it up by October 1st or 2nd the whole time. And, my guys are totally on board with it, so it's all good. And
yeah, your decorations were very, very cute. You had a thing around your door and it was very cute.
I like my, apothecary jars with all different types of Halloween candy, which I bizarrely really don't eat, which shocks. John's always he'll get into it. Ethan will eat a little bit of it. If his friends come over, they definitely get into it. I did track down the orange Oreos.
Oh, yeah.
Which bizarrely absolutely tastes different and better. I don't know
John,
why.
what are your Oreo thoughts on this?
Apparently, I don't really like normal Oreos, so I'm not the right, demographic for this. So I therefore like all non-standard Oreos.
Yes.
Oh.
He likes the orange ones too. And I got 3 packs because that's what I need to fill my jar up. But Ethan and his friends one night ate a whole pack, and I was not able to find the orange ones ever again. But they have a dark chocolate Oreo.
Oh.
So it all worked out great, very cute. Like I said, all decorated out. And, then it was okay, so we went to Jack and Knight's.
Night of the Jacks, actually, is what it's called.
I get it wrong every
You
time.
do have a teenager, so that might be happening.
Whoa, Ed. How do you know what the water bill is dramatic lately? Stop, Ed. So anyways, Night of the Jacks.
Night of the Jacks, yeah.
That could still be interpreted that way too. It's so bad. Okay, it is one of those, I'm sure you might have in your community, in your neighborhood. They've taken over a big field and it's all pumpkin themed out.
Yeah, it's like a walking event.
Right.
That's all decorated. In this case, it's all Halloween, which I guess they also do Christmas
is
ones.
Halloween, yes.
Yeah. Which I've never been to a Christmas one, but I definitely want to
go this
gotta
year.
go.
So
Yeah.
it's lovely. It's super fun. It gets you in the mood. So a couple of us went.
Yeah, we met up. So I brought Adam, and we met up with you and your guys, and then our
Rosie and
sister
Kirk.
Rosemary and her husband Kirk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Our friend Davo set us up, which is God love him.
Yeah.
But it's super fun, and Adam loves it.
It's very cute because it is kind of the same every year, and we've done it a couple years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ethan pointed that out.
Yeah,
But that's why I get Ethan a hot chocolate and just be like, get your hot chocolate, get some sweets in you. Shut up.
Yeah,
It's
I
fine.
mean, the whole thing is just to go and just
Get you in
do
the
it.
mood.
It's not supposed to be new every time.
The first year they did it, I went, and there was a guy there carving pumpkins, and they said all the pumpkins are real.
No.
And you were like, how? Because the city of Calabasas is actually the it's squash, or that's derivative of the word. So you're like, oh my
What?
gosh,
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So I was like,
Calabash.
oh my gosh, check it, John. He's like, checking it right now. Is Liz right? But they were liars. They said it was all real pumpkins. And I was like, because in Southern California, we can have some bizarrely hot days in October. And I was like, these constantly have to be turned over if these are real. That's awful.
Yeah, because they were all carved, which
But
immediately
they're
start
set
rotting.
further
Yeah.
enough back that you can't touch them, and you're not allowed to walk through until it's dark. So really, the first year they almost had me. I was like, "Are these real?"
Yeah.
And
No.
then I realized they were lying.
And you reread the sign and it says, "These are really carved." And you're like,
No.
yeah, no, they're really styrofoam.
There's one huge tree with so many lit up little jack-o'-lantern lights, and
Oh,
it's
that's
so
magical.
fabulous.
Yeah.
So we had a great time.
Yeah.
So much fun. And then we had what is our grade school St. Mel's Carnival.
Yes. I actually went to 2 carnivals Because there's our grade school,
Right.
which is St. Mel's, and then there's another one that is very close to my house that we did not go to, but Mom will sometimes go to Mass there, St. Bernardine's.
Okay.
So they also have a carnival. I think it was 2 weeks before, actually. But it's like the fall carnival.
They can't compete with each other.
No.
Yeah. Right.
No.
They have to coordinate.
Yeah,
Those Catholics have to coordinate.
It's a smaller.
It's a cash cow.
Yeah. It's a smaller carnival than St. Mel's Carnival, but I took Adam and I tried to like really rein it in because now they do the thing where you buy the wristband and it's like $40 or $50.
But you kind of have to because when it used to be the tickets, you're like, well, I just spent $75 in tickets.
I really screwed up. I'll tell you about it in a second. But the St. Bernardine's Carnival, I had like $25 cash. And I just told Adam, this is what we're spending. I'm like, we'll probably go on like 4 rides, but then we'll go on more rides when we go to St. Mel's Carnival because he really loves to go on a Ferris wheel. So, but it was kind of like not a full-size Ferris wheel. It was like
the one
like
at the first one you went to.
it was a little bit small, but he still loved it. So then when we went to St. Mel's Carnival, he was like, okay, now we're doing it up.
Yeah. Before John, did you check what Calabasas?
Yeah, apparently correct. Instead of that first S, it's Z, and that is the generic Spanish term for winter squash.
Whoa, hello.
Wow.
Credit for Lizzie.
Never have heard that. Great. Okay.
So, our childhood school, our grade school, my son went to, and our sister has a daughter there as well. Virginia has her daughter there. So I've been going to this carnival since we were children ourselves, and it has had such an evolution.
Oh, yeah.
It was truly a neighborhood little carnival where the Saturday there was a costume parade and
Yeah,
prizes.
costume parade, for sure.
Which I was so green with envy one year because Rosie cranked out that pink angel costume. It was like a hot pink silk, but then Mom had done some cool belt, and Rosie was so cute, and she had big wings, and Rosie won.
She did? Oh, wow.
I was seething. Because who knows?
You are still seething.
I remember it like it was yesterday because I think, we had that bin of costumes that you just had. Mom was like, put on a costume. So are you the clown with the suspenders? Like, are you?
Just find something.
Yeah. It was like, so Rosie had this special costume and she won. I was like, so they don't do that anymore. And you also used to do, trying to get the ping pong ball into cups and you could come
Win a
home with
goldfish.
a goldfish.
Oh, yeah.
Inevitably
A lot of dead
died.
goldfish,
Oh, God.
yeah.
That would
Yeah, it was all games. There were no rides or anything.
No rides. It was all like games and booths of like,
and the food
stuff.
booths, but the food booths were sponsored by families, and so like the Italian family booth, and they're like a Filipino booth, like really delicious. And then some dad worked for Universal Studios, so he did a haunted house in what was the old little auditorium that you walk
Yes.
through.
I remember that.
And it was the early days where people jump out at you. Like now it's so commonplace that that's what happens, but it was terrifying.
Yeah. The jump scare part of it
Terrifying.
was super scary.
It almost didn't make sense as a kid how they did that inside the auditorium. I've been in there before. How did they make it a maze? It feels so much longer and bigger and scary inside, and then you're out and you're like, oh, actually, it wasn't that long.
Yeah, you're like, oh my God, I made it through.
Oh, this is the same exit as I usually go through. Okay, fine.
And you, as a little kid, you always went in a costume. I remember Mark, now my husband came and like met us at the carnival just to hang out. We were just neighborhood friends at that point. And he came as the Fonz, and Mom thought it was so inappropriate. It's like,
Of course she did.
Now I understand what the Fonz was. Like, because back then he was supposed to be like a womanizer. Hey.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the more you know about like Henry Winkler and even how he did that character, I mean, he's like one of my favorite people. Like, it so really wasn't that actually. He had a lot of respect for women. And it's just like, Mom was like, oh, this is highly offensive. Like, I was like, Mom. So I'm like, maybe she's a sock hop. Like, maybe he's a 1950s guy. Like, so ridiculous. So now it's evolved into true, big, huge carnival rides. Big.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
crazy big rides.
There was one ride there that was like the most alarming thing I've
The
ever seen.
4-story high.
It was crazy. No.
And so, and there was always the little like sponsored booths that have been around since our childhood. Those are all gone.
Yeah, it's food trucks.
There used to be lingering the bake sale and also maybe one or two more family run
The
food.
Take a Chance booth?
No, yes, the Take a Chance where you're the little straw and you're taking a piece. There's like a little cutoff straw and inside if you win, right? You win something, John? Or number.
Did we have money to take a chance with? I didn't.
Well, first of all, It was a few years ago. I think I went with Lauren, who obviously needs to go to Gambling's Anonymous, because I think she was walking around as a hot dog, which was so awesome. And she was addicted to Take a Chance.
Oh my
And
gosh.
let's have $5 more. And I'm like,
$5?
We've won nothing. So I was like, oh my God. But I was like, let's do it.
Oh my
Like,
God.
And then you'll like get, oh my gosh, we got a number 12. And it's like the crappiest little like, so you're not winning anything. So that is still there, John. Yes. That's one of the last holdouts. So now they have food trucks. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Some of the best tacos
Wait,
ever.
they don't have the goldfish thing?
No.
Now they have a sushi truck?
No,
How
that's
rude.
actually, you know what? They do. You're right. That's really awful, actually. Because I would say, like, it's inhumane, but actually, you know, what does it matter? But in the sense of, like, you're eating dead fish over there in that food truck. So food trucks and now
rides, yeah.
giant rides. And now they used to have this whole, like, sort of like jumpy park section on this lawn. They got rid of that and made it basically like a outdoor adult only lounge drink area.
Yeah, that was smart.
With a little wine like trailer, a beer trailer, and then maybe like margarita sangrias.
Yeah, that's
and
where
I
you're
was
gonna
like,
make some
really?
money.
And they had made little like independent bungalows that parents could reserve and pay money for that. So you'd can't sit there. It says reserved. I'm like, what is happening?
Wow, they're really working it.
And our son is now a sophomore, and he was me and some high school friends there. But I was like, Mark, I mean, we'll go. We're not going to hang out that long. I mean, both nights we were there. And we bought Ethan a 2-day wristband.
Mm-hmm.
And when he wanted to go back on Sunday, I'm like, no, I'm not buying another wristband because you're only going for 2 hours. And you have $20. You do whatever you want with that. But each ride could be like $4. So it's like, it's gone.
Oh, it's gone super quick.
So I was like, you're on your own. We were not going on Sunday.
Yeah. So
No.
wait. So this is when you guys were wearing the matching sweaters, right?
Yes,
'Cause-
and I picked up Rosie because she wanted to go with me. I'm already dressed. She's got a flight of stairs coming down from the front of her house. I look up and I'm like, oh well. Because honestly, it was like, no one's changing now.
No.
Now this is the costume. We're twins.
Winning. So yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was super cute when I saw you guys.
It was very, very fun. It turned out great. But, you know, by Sunday, I'm like, I am done. But I still drop Ethan off there for a while. So it's super impressive. But it is, I know our brother James finds it outrageous that they have evolved into this true carnival now.
yeah.
Yes, wind back the clock, please.
No, because I think it's such a moneymaker for them now because, you know, tons of people
Oh, yeah.
from outside the community come.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
it's, and now we're at the point, you know, Ethan's old enough that we get there and it's like, bye.
Yeah, he just goes
See
off
you
by
later. You know, so that in itself is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well,
and then we
I
see
took-
people we know and all this and that. And we saw you Saturday night as well.
Yeah. So I hung out with my friend who has a daughter there.
Right.
Who I believe is in the 8th grade. And she and I know each other from college. And it blows my mind that she somehow ended up
I know.
in the St. Mel. It's crazy. But she did. Which is great. So we sort of almost annually, like now we're seeing each other more often than that, but would like reconnect at the Halloween Carnival. Well, Fall Carnival, whatever it is.
It's Halloween Carnival.
I know. In my mind, it's Halloween Carnival. So I took Adam because, of course, Eric and Sarah were like, no thanks. So
It is a lot because of the
It is,
large
yeah.
rides, the loud. It's very
yeah.
loud. It's crowded. It's hard to navigate. You're always like, I don't need to get in the food truck lines now. Oh crap!
Yeah.
Now I'm getting the food truck line. It's a mile long, so
Yeah.
it is a
You
lot.
need a strategy if you're going to do something like that. And,
Kind of.
You know.
Yeah.
Those two are like, we're going to Disneyland for, 3 hours. Oh, okay.
It's not equatable this,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah. So, I mean, which is fine because I do things with Adam by myself all the time. He's great about it, and we have our little outings and whatever. So, I took him and I got him a wristband, but I was like, the only thing I need to go on with him is the Ferris wheel. So, I just bought myself some tickets. This was a big mistake because I think the wristband was at $40, $50.
It's the better deal, people.
But I was like, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to stand around while he does stuff, whatever. I messed up because we went on the big Ferris wheel, which was very cool. We went on it twice, and that kind of blew most of my tickets.
Oh.
And then they had this swing ride, and I didn't know.
I love the swing ride. I did not go on any rides all this year for that reason. I didn't want to spend money, but I love that swing ride.
The swing ride, I like it when it's a single swing. It was a double swing.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I went on it with him once.
They've definitely had single.
Yes.
You know,
so it was like
seats.
it was a 2-seater. So I went on it with him and I'm like, wow, my eyes were like watering because it was like, woo, this is windy up here. Everything was so high and like close together. You're like, I can't even believe that they can figure out how to get stuff so close. When you're like, I can almost touch the Ferris wheel as I'm going around.
Yeah.
What the? So then we go and he does a bunch of other stuff. And then he wants to go on the swing again. So we get in line and we're doing the swing line and we get all the way to the front. And I realize, oh, there's a sign that says no single riders. Because, of course, no single riders. You know, no, and I'm like, oh, shit. I now have like 0 tickets left on my, because you still get a wristband, but it's not like.
It's preloaded. It's not unlimited.
Can you load it up again?
Yes, but I'm already at the front of the line.
What is it, digital? Are we living in the space age? What's happening? All right.
Yes, Grandpa. God.
Yes.
Yeah, so
you
it's a
didn't know
wristband.
that the carnies are getting paid in crypto now?
Yeah.
Oh, God, they probably are.
So it was a wristband, but it
Carney
was like,
crypto. Gosh, that's trademark it.
Trademark right
Trademark it.
So mine was just loaded with like 25 tickets or something, which was stupid.
Gone in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was dumb. And his was unlimited.
That
was
is
the
not a good plan,
No,
Catherine.
it was terrible. So then I'm like, crap. So I'm like asking all these kids, I'm like, can anyone ride with him? And then I'm asking people walking by, can you ride with him? Can you? And it was
why would
ridiculous.
they just let you go at that point?
Because they're mean. And so then some little girl was like, I think my dad would be perfect, but he's not here. I'm like, oh my God, this is, because I don't know what I'm going to do when he gets up there and we're getting like really close. Because I don't want to be like, okay, we just waited this long line. Sorry, Adam, mommy messed up. We have to leave or whatever. And then sure enough, this dad like swoops in at the last minute. He's like, hey, I'll ride with him. I'm like, oh my God, thank you, sir. So he like goes and Adam is like, who's this man? I guess, sure. So they like get on the ride and the guy like helped him do his buckle. I mean, it was very sweet. But I was like, wow, I've really messed up. Next time, just get the unlimited.
You're going to need it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it ends up being somewhat an expensive weekend.
Yeah.
But you know, you're kind of all
just
in.
loves it. I gotta.
Yeah.
He really digs it.
I mean, it's, you know, it's for the church, I guess.
Oh.
I guess they're raising money. But, you know, we have a good time, but we did not do any of the rides. But there is one annual tradition that Mark always insists upon doing, and it goes back all the way from when Ethan was like a baby. I took a picture. Ethan was on Mark's shoulders, and maybe he was like 1 or 2, and the Ferris wheel was behind them.
Oh, uh-huh.
And Mark has taken the same picture every single year. And I am like, Mark, you're going to break your back, because Ethan might be taller than him now. And
I think
so
he is.
They went off somewhere and he comes back and Mark's like, I'm good now. I'm like, what? He goes, I got my picture. I go, oh, did he stand beside you? And I meant that honestly, like, because it's like, no, I got him on my shoulders. I'm like,
How? What?
I can't imagine it's for a long period. It's like, take the picture. And his friends took one of them that was so out of proportion. So it looks like Ethan's really little and Mark's just like huge. And of course, now this is the next generation, you know, the sperm, you know, Toy Story is now this evolution of where Mark looks like, he looks so bizarre in this photo. Like his head is teeny compared to the body. And now all of Ethan's friends have just zoomed in on Mark's face and they share it among themselves. I'm like, wow, Mark, no dignity. No dignity. So, but it was a great Halloween. You know,
And now we're into like the next phase of the holidays, which is always exciting. Like now we're gonna build up to Thanksgiving.
No, there are currently no holidays right now.
It's nonstop, Johnny. Stop it. In fact, today I was almost like, I gotta set up my Thanksgiving email to find out who's coming, because I host Thanksgiving. But we'll hold off about that. So.
Yeah, we'll hold off about that. Although I will say, when Eric took down all the Halloween decorations, he and Sarah went and got fall decor. So they put
absolutely, it's fall, y'all.
They put like a runner on the table.
Nice.
And like I was like, oh, okay.
No, I have the transition into fall, and that does sort of work with some of my just overall autumnal theme.
Yeah.
The problem is the hard, right you got to take at Christmas. All that's got to go away.
All of it's got to go.
And every year I say to John, I'm like, oh, why didn't I take pictures of how I decorated? And John, I figured out why.
Okay.
What's your theory?
Well, we would like to blame Mark.
I am going to blame Mark.
No, it's...
Yes.
You said to me at least twice, oh, I'm going to take photos. And then I think you didn't.
I didn't.
So...
But I still blame Mark because he's too helpful. And now if he's listening to this, he's going to be like, fine, I'm never going to do it again.
I did think last night or yesterday when we were working and driving around, I was like, I bet he's taking down even more right now, which she was counting on like, well, I can take pictures of what the parts that are still up. And I was like, there's going to be less when you get back.
Mark definitely likes to move things along. Not as bad as Eric, but November 1st, I pulled up, to the house. And I'm like, oh, the front door is like gone.
Oh,
like
no.
all the holiday Halloween decoration,
The Halloween wreath, which is
wreath and the trim around.
abomination.
Yeah, I mean, it's an abomination.
A wreath is for Christmas.
No, there was a No, we're not even gonna get into how incorrect you are. So, anyways, the Halloween wreaths were gone off my door, and I knew there was an indication. I'm like, crap. And I thought, okay, he did a little bit. And I said to John, I'm like, I gotta, I was so busy the last 2 days, but I thought, I gotta take pictures. And I came home yesterday after like one of the craziest days. And, Mark is so sweet and thinks he's been so awesome and helpful. Everything is taken down and just put on the dining room table to be put back in the bins. I'm just like, ugh. Because next year, guaranteed, will be like, where the hell did all this go? How did I have it set up? Oh my God, if I only had pictures. Did I take pictures last year? And I'll sit there for 20 minutes scrolling back into my phone. So just remind me next year that I did not take pictures and it was Mark's fault.
Well, maybe make that Mark's assignment to get pictures.
Oh.
Like tell him, don't take it down until you take pictures. You can take it down as soon as you take pictures, but you need to document it.
He's going to be like, I'm never taking it down again. But I don't know. But so, yes, we have now transitioned to follow you all, and we'll catch you up on our Thanksgiving shenanigans because there'll be a lot of them.
Thanksgiving shenanigans.
Yep. But Halloween overall was a success.
Halloween success.
There you go.
All right, awesome. Okay, so that's it for this episode of Family Dynamics. Thank you for watching and listening. And please follow us on all of our social media at Family Dynamics.
With a K. With a K.
Yeah. And then YouTube, that is Knack Entertainment, the Knack Entertainment YouTube channel. And that's where all of our videos live. And that's it for this episode. So thank you for listening to... wait. I said listening, but it's more like watching.
Okay, fine.
Thank you for joining us. Oh, maybe that's what I'll say.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us.
So, thank you for joining us for Family Dynamics. Oh, that was a disaster.
Let's try that one more time.
Okay, ready? Thank you for joining us for
Family Dynamics.